spectators. Let's see how the afternoon goes, and what is the interest of society related to your project launch into space. I guess it's going to be very big, and as big as it is ours. So just to make some time, we're going to put a corporate video now, so that we let all the people get connected and enter into the room to start watching this fantastic event. So, dentro vídeo, por favor.
The past 25 years have seen astonishing advances in remote sensing techniques. Today, satellites are key data sources for monitoring, measuring, and understanding our planet. SATLANTIS aims to democratize satellite imagery by developing state-of-the-art instruments at a fraction of today's mass, size, and cost. iSIM, the integrated standard imager for microsatellites, is a miniaturized high-resolution instrument with multispectral capabilities. With sub-meter spatial resolution, the data produced by iSIM supports unique applications across a wide range of industries. For instance, the oil and gas sector utilizes satellite imagery to survey critical assets such as pipelines and oil deposits. Similarly, defense and security agencies make extensive use of this data as part of national security programs. But SATLANTIS is set to upgrade present-day capabilities by providing agility to its cameras. This means that iSIM can track non-linear structures such as coastlines. In addition, increased geospatial awareness allows organisations to implement advanced surveillance strategies and receive real-time information of the urban domain. The integration of multispectral features into the iSIM imager will give end customers the potential to unlock new insights. For example, the monitorization of environmental threats is a 21st century priority. These are the challenges that SATLANTIS will address.
While I was performing my research on dark matter at the University of Florida using a camera on board a microsatellite, we had an intuition that the same technology and observational techniques could be used for Earth observations. The university decided without a doubt to firmly support the initial developments, which were carried out at the Kennedy Space Center. However, the outcomes that we have discovered in this industrial company development years in the areas of spectral resolution, smart imaging from super resolution, agility, infrared extension, multi-channel cameras and much more have given us a fantastic gift that is responsible for our fast growth with the best specifications of the market.
Our team represents our best asset. We are glued by a culture of delivery, responsibility and progress in a climate of personal understanding, support to the companion difficulties and camaraderie. Today we enjoy a team coming from Germany, Italy, UK, Belgium, Argentina, with management meetings that in fact are held in English. Our product system offer gives us a fast track for R&D industrialization that is beyond the industry standards. Today, SATLANTIS can loudly say that we have a camera with better specs than the best camera in the market. And tomorrow, through our roadmap of integral Earth observation solutions, we expect to be a large company, but still with the behavior of an SME for innovation.
As a reference investor in SATLANTIS, I have only seen delivery and accomplished goals since its inception. This seriousness has given a high confidence not only to investors but also to banks, public institutions and more importantly, customers. This is why we have formulated a space strategy presented to the Defense Ministry in Spain, Europe, EDADP program and Latin American countries, where our next challenge is to surpass the 50 cm resolution barrier and to organize an efficient logistic supply chain designed for large constellations.
I have devoted a significant part of my life to innovation with passion, and when I saw the international character of SATLANTIS prospect, its ongoing relation to the university and its proposal for technology disruption, I decided to join the pursuit of this industry project. Space is a top priority in the agenda of the European Commission, in the European Defence Agency, in the US and Japan, and several national strategies I have had the honor to contribute to. And new space represents the real potential to produce technology far faster, cheaper, and more adapted to user profiles. SATLANTIS has grown exponentially since the day we created it back in 2013, but its impact is still ongoing to increase by an order of magnitude in the couple of years.
More knowledge about the company and the business we are in. So this is a very crucial milestone for all those promises to realize today's launch, to prove that those fantastic features, functionalities, and image qualities are achieved once our camera is in a few days up in the space in the Japanese Kibo sector in the International Space Station. So it's now 16:25. We still are in the pre-time. But since 6:30 means the starting off of the ceremony, let me just say good morning to the West Coast friends in San Francisco, and also our North American colleagues in the East Coast, a nuestros hermanos latinoamericanos que también están en este momento a la mañana. Guten Tag für unsere deutschen Freunde. Buonasera ai nostri amici italiani. Bonsoir aux amis français et aussi africains qui nous écoutent. Arratsaldeon lagunok. Buenas tardes a todos los colegas. Oyasu minasai tomoda kie Tokyo tatanegashima. We have to remember it's now 1:25 a.m. in Tokyo. So I expect that our Japanese colleagues have a strong coffee that keep them very alive, because the rest of us are a small choir, but the voice, they are the solo, they take the melody. So they have to be very performant, up to the detail, and make this a great success. So we rely on you. We are just the small partiquinos around the opera. So this is just to say, when we just do a round to our friends in the world, that we again prove, many of you may not know, but it's time to learn, that Bilbao is the center of the world. So we prove it once more in this launch event, when we are going to connect to Washington, to Paris, to Rome, to Roma, to Madrid, of course, to here, Bilbao, to Lacua, in Vitoria. So many connections to make this real live event happening. And I'm going to briefly tell you that the opening is going to be carried out by Cristina Garmendia, our president. Cristina was a former Minister of Science and Innovation some years ago. It doesn't look that many years, though. Cristina has been an entrepreneur success in the biotech business. Has promoted very successful companies to the real growth. But not only that, I think her experience has made her jump into the capital funds business. So she's very active also into funding and evaluating startup and growth projects, mainly in this biotech area. But I don't know for which art she develops, that she manages to continuously be my boss in every life. So I am still under her orders here in SATLANTIS as a president that we are so proud of. She coaching us through this complex world of development through this number of factors. We are very proud of our president, Cristina. So I think we still have 1 minute and 1 minute and a half or so before your official talk, but maybe you can say something. So,
thank you very much, Juanto, for your kind introduction. Let's say that the first and the unique item that is really important is that we are very close, very good friends from such. I don't remember, probably 20 years ago or so. So yes, we are very proud to be together, to still continuing to working together, and yes, we are so excited to push together again this company. So yes.
Yes, maybe Christina, if you allow me, before you say your words, I think we have to remind the audience that this is about the launch, and we have put a very strategic piece in Tanegashima to tell us what is happening in real time over there, and we have sent the project director of this unique adventure, Stuart Davis. So, Stuart, can you tell us what is the weather like? Is everything okay? Tell us something about the preliminary details on Tanegashima, please.
Okay. Well, currently it's 19 degrees, which is hot for me. It's a little bit scattered clouds. Wind speeds are currently good. As you can see, that is the rocket. That is the HTV-9. It's been fully fueled, ready to go. There's just a few final checks to do. And in about an hour, it will start.
Very good. So the weather, which is a strong variable condition beyond our control, seems to be okay tonight.
Yes, so far so good. Wind speed is within acceptable limits. We've had the go from NASA and JAXA. We've had the first go, the second go, and now they're just testing. If I double check, they've just done the final check of the attitude control system, and it's passed. We have no reason not to go.
Very good. And can you see the space station? I guess that only 400 kilometers away. You must almost see it around. Where is it now?
Currently, it is just past Kazakhstan. It's traveling at 27,000 kilometers per hour, or for the Americans, 17,000 miles per hour. It's currently at 425 kilometers altitude.
Oh my God. So we have to catch up really, really hard to arrive to that speed in a while, in 4 days, isn't it?
Yes, 4 days.
Very good. Let me see if we got the confirmation from the Ndakaritsa that the Lendakari is already there. Let me mention that we were prepared to launch from Cape Canaveral in the 2nd of March. But there was a few technical issues, and then we got into the COVID revolution, and the camera had to fly from Tokyo to Houston, and then we had a chance to have a look at it and do a software upgrade with Rafa in the University of Florida before we dropped the camera back, and then the camera flew to Tokyo again, and then Tokyo to Tanegashima. So we have to say it is not the first flight of the camera. The camera has flown from Bilbao to Madrid to Tokyo to Houston, back to Tokyo to Tanegashima before it. I guess that now it can be a gold customer from Iberia or Japan Airlines or whatever. It has done a lot of kilometers around. So, Cristina, the floor is yours.
So thank you, Juanto. Let's start officially saying Ongi etorri guztioi, welcome everybody, bienvenidos a todos, Lehendakari jauna, Sailburua Anderea, Diputatua Anderea, distinguished invited speakers and friends, Jean-Jacques, Sean, David, Javier, Eva, Carmelo, Miguel Ángel, Masa, and Paolo, welcome. Dear guests, at this time we have over 1,000 people connected online, sharing with great excitement this major event in the history of SATLANTIS. and I dare to say also in the history of our space industry. Let me thank all of you, your willingness to join us in this event and remain with us for the next hour. Well, we wait for the JAXA HTV-9 mission to start the countdown for the island of Tanegashima. It's almost 10 years ago when I met Rafa in Florida, and we first talked about getting together to realize our dream to build an innovative space company. How? Easily. Applying his ideas for astrophysics research to Earth observation. Then Antonio Juanto came along to help us to shape a competitive industrial strategy. Thus, at this time, SATLANTIS was born. But this dream would not have been possible without the University of Florida, in particular with David Norton, who believed in this company from the very beginning. Along the way, we have met tens of friends that have given us further support and confidence. Elecnor, IDOM, Telefónica, El Cargui, CaixaBank, Sabadell, Santander, Caja Rural de Navarra, Kutxabank, all contributed to make SATLANTIS possible. The European Commission, the Basque and Vizcayan programs, ENISA, the Ministry of Industry and CDTI have also provided key support towards in this orbit demonstration of our first camera iSIM we will be launched today. Space BD, JAXA, NASA and ESA have all trusted our technology, offering SATLANTIS access to space and thus become a truly space company. We are most grateful to our long-term shareholders, Everis, Orza, Diputación Foral de Vizcaya, the Basque government, and Axis Eco, who continue with us in the challenging world of building a bright future for SATLANTIS. New strategic partners have appeared in this route, Telespazio and Ispasatis de Sat, who have made us dream of a future where SATLANTIS will not only deliver cameras, but also our own constellation of satellites with the latest advance in space instrumentation. I cannot forget Álvaro Jiménez, Jean-Jacques Dordain, and Sean O'Keefe, whose keen criteria and sound advice are moving us towards greater and better challenges every day. But perhaps my main recognition, I say by far in my spirit, has to be directed to the SATLANTIS team. Let's say a dream team, a family of 41 young professionals that have come to Bilbao from the four corners in the world to make this dream come true. Thank you so much. You're really, we are very, very proud of you, and we want to thank your effort, your talent, and your commitment. The four co-founders of SATLANTIS, Rafa Guzmán, Antonio López with Silo, Juan Hernani, and myself cannot be more proud of this multitudinous picture of today's SATLANTIS stakeholders. More than 7 years of hard work, more than 16 million euros transformed into innovative space technology, more than 170 years of combined expertise in space are some of the key indicators that demonstrate the level of this excellence and ambition. Let me share with all of you how I imagine our iSIM camera in the coming days. I imagine iSIM looking down on our planet Earth from the Japanese module Kibo of the International Space Station, a planet that is seriously hurt by the COVID, with damages in lives, families, employment, and industries. But it's also true that the world today offers unique opportunities for Earth observation. From iSIM position 250 miles above the Earth, you will be able to see with unprecedented precision a world that is unusually clean in these days. There are few cars moving in large cities, a few ships navigating the oceans, a few airplanes crossing the skies. The major cities have cleaner air than ever before. The oceans have less oil pollution and less plastics contamination from large rivers and coastlines. Do you not think that this is a unique opportunity to measure how is our planet's global environment without the effects on human activity, and how the needed economic recovery starts, and it will leave the human footprint again all over the Earth progressively and at different rate depending upon the planet region we observe. We never imagined, it's true, we never imagined that our arrival into space was going to coincide with this unexpected parenthesis in world activity. This provides a great opportunity to partner with environment authorities and scientists and create a real adequate monitoring capacity to obtain this valuable data and refine the complex global climate models with this additional unique perspective. Kibo, the name of the Japanese module, means hope. And I would like to think that as this little camera looks down on our planet, she may feel hope that one day, not too far from now, not too far away, progress with reconcile human activity with clean environmental worldwide. Being a pioneer is always hard, but we reward that we are, yes, we are all together, the first to develop a new technology and the first to explore a new unexplored realm. And today we can celebrate these three events in one with the launch of our iSIM camera. Today is the event when the Spanish industry will launch its first observation camera into space. It's also the day when the first camera in the world providing symmetric spatial resolution with a mass less than 15 kilos will be launched into space. And it's also the first time that a non-Japanese technology is welcome inside the Japanese module in the ISS. Thank you, Japan. These milestones to celebrate with all of you, acknowledging the support of that you have given us to achieve them. We now only wish that HTV9 is a great success and arrives safely into ISS. Finally, I want to emphasize that SATLANTIS is a public-private partnership, including industrial partners, the Basque Country and the Spanish government through the Ministry of Economy. But time has come to increase this public-private partnership towards new environment goals, new international growth goals, new country goals that connect with national and international interests and drive the SATLANTIS space technology roadmap. We cannot afford stopping for a minute. We rely in all your support and for ambitious next phase. Lehendakari, Sailburua, Diputatua, distinguished guests and audience, many thanks for being with us this great day. Lehendakari, many thanks to be with us today and officially start the event. The floor is yours.
Good evening from the Basque Country. Thank you and congratulations to all of you. Or as we say in Basque, eskerrik asko eta zorionak, zorionak SATLANTIS, zorionak Panto, zorionak Cristina. I want to send you my warmest thanks and congratulations on this day when we meet in space. There is a word in the Basque language which sums up what this project is all about, auzolana. Auzolana means shared work in search of the common good. This has been an international public-private partnership. For the first time, we will be sending into orbit a high-resolution camera designed and produced here in the Basque Country. So I would like to thank the institutions and companies who are with me now and the Japanese station for their participation in this project. Over the last couple of months, all our attention has been focused on combating the COVID-19 pandemic. It has made us more aware than ever of the importance of research and its links to production and practical applications. This project reflects our threefold approach to investment in the Basque Country: investment in research, investment in an industrial ecosystem that allows for high-tech production, and investment in results that will benefit the environment and improve living conditions. This project combines research and technology, production capacity and environmental benefits. And these are all guiding principles of the Basque Research and Technology Alliance. Over the last several years, Basque institutions and business organizations have invested to achieve the result we see today. This is what Solana is all about, working together for the common good. It's a great achievement for our country and one that we are now sharing in the common international domain of space. And so, once again, thank you and congratulations. Eskerrik asko eta zorionak.
Eskerrik asko lehendakari jauna, Izalburu Anderea. Eskerrik asko ekitaldi honetan parte hartzeagatik. Zure indarra eta laguntza ezinbestekoa izan da gure proiektua aurrera eramateko eta gaur ospatzen gaudena lortzeko. Thanks very much, lehendakari. Thanks very much, Sailburu, for your presence here. It is so important for us. This is the opening part and more protocolary. And now we go into the industrial part, where we have distinguished speakers that are with us supporting this very big event. And our first one, let me before we start, just have a quick update on what is happening in Tanegashima, because we may have to stop everything and pass Stuart with the launch event. How is it going?
Everything is going well here in Tanegashima. The space station has literally just passed Japan. It's over the Pacific Ocean now. So in one orbit time, we will be joining it. All the tests are ongoing and we're good to go.
Fine, Stuart, thanks very much. Okay, let me introduce you to our first guest today into this roundtable of contributions. Jean-Jacques Dordain was the former European Space Agency Director General. He is now the chairman of our advisory board, and we have got so many inputs and advice from him. So my first question for you, Jean-Jacques, would be, in your long experience, what is the impact for a company on the first launch? What happens the day after?
Jean-Jacques, we cannot hear you.
Okay. Now do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it okay? Okay. So I was saying that a launch is always a very critical moment in the life of space hardware. A small step in terms of distance, and you have said that one. It's only 400 kilometers, while the camera has already moved for several thousands of kilometers from Japan to Florida and back. So it's a small step, but it's a giant leap in terms of functionalities, because the launch is moving the hardware from models, test, ground test, to reality, because space hardware is made to be used in space. So it's reality, and the reality is all the services which can be delivered from such a small piece of hardware. It's 15 kilos in space, but it's a lot of services for the people on planet Earth.
Thank you very much, Jean-Jacques. Let me pass the floor to Son O'Keefe. Son O'Keefe is also our advisory board member from us. He was colleague of Jean-Jacques, so they are good friends in the SATLANTIS table together again. Son was former NASA Administrator General at the time Jean-Jacques was Director General at ESA. In a last-minute event, he told us that he can make it, but he has sent a very, very charming video that I want to share with you. Please, video.
Congratulations to the SATLANTIS team on this historic occasion in which we launch the iSIM 170 telescope to the International Space Station. This is an amazing achievement, and one in which the company now joins the spacefaring industry in adding to the remarkable depth of capability that we see across the globe, that now adds a special dimension of optical capacity and capability that this amazing team at SATLANTIS has put together to make this possible. In the time ahead, in the hopefully soon post-pandemic environment, we'll have a chance to contribute to the greater understanding that we have of all things that pertain to this planet and to how we exist on it. Across the globe, this will be a great contribution. Congratulations to the team, congratulations to Juan Hernani and so many who have led us to this point in bringing SATLANTIS to this new height. Best wishes.
Thank you very much, Son. Very kind words. Certainly our heart is with our planet. Our heart is with the environment. So not moving far away from Washington, where Son is, we are jumping into Florida to introduce you to Professor Norton. David is Vice President of the University of Florida and is one of our shareholders from the very beginning. I have to say that SATLANTIS exists because Professor Norton believed in the idea of Rafael, and he made it possible today. So all this party that we have together and all this technology realization started from a PowerPoint and from a bold university position in 2010 that started developing the early TRLs of this program. Today, we count on a shareholder, we count on a long-term partner that will help this company and this university success be shared. So, David, this particular role of the university that is so interdisciplinary in so many fields where you are excellent, you are in the very first positions in the American university in some of the scoring parameters. What makes it unique related to space and your content?
So to begin, I can't emphasize enough how proud that I am for my university, the University of Florida, to be a part of this event. This is really comes from a vision of other people, and the university being able to participate is we're really proud to be a part of that. University of Florida, we do quite a bit of work in the interdisciplinary areas. We have 16 colleges on the same campus, a large portfolio, and space technologies, space science is inherently interdisciplinary. When you look at the technology itself, you're looking at navigation, computing, imaging technology, which is one of the key features of the technology now, and autonomy. Those are things that an interdisciplinary campus like us can contribute to, but also in terms of the application, understanding our planet better, understanding built systems better. That requires contributions from agriculture, from other parts of the campus. So it really does kind of highlight how a university like the University of Florida, with a very multidisciplinary research program, can really be a part of something that becomes much bigger than us individually, as such as what we're doing here. So we're just very, very pleased, very proud, and can't wait to see that launch in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much, David. Let me pass the floor now to CDTI. For those international friends that are with us, CDTI is the acting space agency in Spain, and it's the innovation agency in the Spanish government. I used to be the president when I was a young guy some years ago. And Javier is now his director general. He's coaching the institution through very innovative tools that he has put in place, and they are a reality now, like public procurement. So all these ideas that were in place some years ago, today are a reality thanks to his ability and this wave of new instruments being put in place. But related to space, Javier, because this is our topic today, what can you do for space companies? What can space companies expect from your institution, and in particular, new space?
Hello. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to say just something in relation with the new space area and the private and public funding related with this area. Since we are here invited by SATLANTIS, a new space company, I would like to let me point it out that despite the fact that in new space private funding is maybe one order magnitude higher than public funds, it doesn't mean that public funds are no longer needed for this specific and important area for the future. I think this is particularly true when private funding today, it's very focused in 4 or 5 large new space initiatives. So we have to cover everything, not only these 4 or 5 larger initiatives. And for CDTI, we have a whole set of, as you have mentioned, we have a whole set of national financial tools, and we manage the Spanish participation in international programs that have a big range of possibilities to cover the needs for new space companies, as well as traditional ones. Of course, you know that the European programs are increasing in space, and ESA contribution is very, very high at the present during the last ministerial conference. But coming from a practical point of view, which is a good example of SATLANTIS is a very good example for what a company can expect approaching CDTI. Let me say that the records that this company has is this company was awarded 2 grants in the SME instrument of Horizon 2020 when CDTI is the head of the Spanish delegation. Following that great success, SATLANTIS was selected for a Neotech grant. Neotech it's a CDTI tool focusing technological startups, not needed from space, but was elected in this very competitive tool. After that, and very recently, SATLANTIS has been also selected in a very competitive process for a ESA GSTP contract, aiming at the risking critical elements that inside the project. So in terms of the project budget, I think the company has got projects and grants for over 3 million euros. So it's a nice figure that can help, I think, to start and to boost a company like this. It is to be expected that the future chances of winning contracts in the ESA domain and in the commercial markets will be increased by the record of the past and current achievement of SATLANTIS. That the event today will be the bigger one, of course, because the launch at the first fully operational payload, it's a major achievement in the life of a space company, and especially and particularly if this company is inside the so-called neo space companies. So congratulations of SATLANTIS with this achievement.
Thank you very much, Javier, for your words and for your continued support that is vital for these steps of company development at this stage. Let me now introduce you to Eva Labarta. Eva is our industrial partner of reference. So we have been working very closely with Everest. We have shared Airbnb apartments in exhibitions from San Antonio in Texas to Bremen to Logan, to so many places. So we work together in a strict sense. So it's not a generic concept. It's really getting together. Eva took a car last Friday and drew herself from Madrid to Bilbao to discuss a business plan with Santiago. They stayed here for the day and they took the car back. So you can expect that no one can can tell Lucy stories to this lady. No, she touches the projects and shakes them and understands what it is about. Eva, Everest has, as a large company, a strong reputation in creating open innovation environments where you are a partner, a minority partner in the capital of those companies, and those companies help you conform or construct your offer. What is your secret? What is your recipe to arrive to that position?
Well, thank you, Juanto. As you said, Everest is a relatively new company entering in markets where we can find large incumbents, okay, that are already present in those markets. When we had to take decisions regarding how to enter in these markets, we had two alternatives. First one, to develop internally the capabilities, and the second one, to try to collaborate, to cooperate with the innovation ecosystem. We decided to go through this second alternative, okay, because we think that this alternative brings us the possibility to grow rapidly and to add innovation in our portfolio of services. You said, from our perspective, what is the clue? What is our recipe? Well, the recipe, as you said before, is to work together. Okay, work together and try to never integrate in a big company such Everest or Entity Data startups, because if you integrate this kind of companies in a big company, the result, from my perspective, is that you kill innovation. So we try to work together, we're trying to collaborate, combine capabilities, and try to add what we think that we do well, that is add to the startup managerial support and obviously, if possible, financial support.
Okay, thank you very much, Eva. Now I pass the floor to Carmelo. Carmelo Sáenz de la Maza is president of El Carquidecha, and Carmelo, under the umbrella of El Carquidecha, there is Orfa, who is one of our shareholders. I have told this story sometimes that, Aitor studied the business plan in a petrol station with me, with a machine coffee, and made the decision that we should be partners. No? And ever since, I think your contribution has been so great and so large to the decisions that sometimes are not so easy to take in the board. But you are a pension fund, Carmelo. So my question is, the profile that would be expected for the investments in a pension fund is very conservative, but you still manage to have a reasonable percentage of bold investments in high-tech companies. So my question is, what is this success? Is this working, and how it is rewarding your general strategy?
Yes. Hello, everybody. And first of all, thank you for joining me in this wonderful event. As you said, El Carquidecha is a pension fund serving public servants in Basque Country and always committed to economic development. I must say we are partners in this project with another Basque pension fund, Geroa, in this case serving the private sector in the country. Well, investing in this type of companies as SATLANTIS serves as a diversifying element and a profitability enhancer in our portfolio that must seek to preserve capital, but at the same time generate long-term returns in order to pay the retirement pensions to our pensioners. Our long-term horizon allows us to invest in this type of illiquid but potentially profitable investments. In our case, the profitability of recent years of this asset class clearly exceeds others from the rest of the portfolio. The extra profitability achieved, 10.5%, compensates the greater risk assumed in this type of investment.
Thank you very much, Carmelo. It's very impressive that you arrive at this profitability level. I think for us, having you on board is the reminder that we shouldn't become crazy about technology and we have to deliver a return to our shareholders. And in your case, the profile is this long-term, but still economic return that has to play the adequate role. So now let me pass the floor to Paolo Minciacchi. Paolo is the new CEO of Igeos and the general director of the business line of geoinformation inside the Telespazio. We have invited Telespazio over here because we are developing a relationship of many years. We started with Giuseppe Aridon in 2015, and we have gone through a progress of steady relationships that now are very strong. And we couldn't have this event without your presence, Paolo. So my question would be related to geoinformation. You have a bottom-up, well-sound business to solve customer problems, day-to-day customer problems based on IT for geoinformation, and of course on the assets that you have for the radar, satellites, Cosmos Skymet, that provide you with the data. What are the competitive factors of this international, multinational, big company to be successful in this geoinformation business?
Okay, thank you for your question. Thank you for this invitation to a really fantastic event. I would say that the first factor, when I started my careers, there was already in Telespazio a department for the Earth observation. So it means that we have established in the last 30 years, I would say, a strong competence in the area, and this is for us a very important asset. So the people and the skill is an asset. The second one is that, you already talk about it. We are a strong leverage on the Cosmos Skymet program that has been built with the support of the Italian Space Agency and the Italian MOD. And this gives us a unique capability in the radar sector that we are able to exploit worldwide because we have a lot of partners, and on top of it, we have a strategic footprint with subsidiaries that are distributed in the most important countries in the world, I would say. Together with this, we are looking to perform a transformation on the company in the fields of the digital transformation. So we are building innovative capacity and platform that will allow the customer to interact directly with the Earth observation world in a simple and in a unique manner. And in the next days, we are launching a new platform able to do this.
Thank you very much, Paolo. Now, I would like to pass the floor to Miguel Ángel Panduro, consejero delegado of Hispasat. Miguel Ángel is a good friend for many years, since the times of ISDEFE, and of course, all the years that he has been the CEO of ISDESAT. Now he's the new CEO of Hispasat. And we have shared a number of stories from ISNORSAT, the Norwegian-Spanish venture that we work together, and many others. So Hispasat is also invited to the conference because we have the strong, bold willingness to partner with operators. So we think that Telespazio and the Spanish operator, Hispasat, is key to the next steps for SATLANTIS. Miguel Ángel, Hispasat is not only telecoms as a group. You explained the other day the business of observation. You call it Hispasat is satellites from Spain, satellites from Spain. What would you see your role in new areas like monitoring of environment, of climate change, emergencies, or even services provided to the space sector that would be needed using your geostationary capacity?
Okay, thank you, Juan Tomás. Well, you are referring to I would say the partnership with the Norwegian ISNORSAT. And at that point in time, it was Miguel Ángel García Primo who was negotiating with you the position of Spain concerning this program. But in any case, Hispasat is not alone. It's a good brand. You know that we started our activities in 1899 and we launched the first satellite in 1992. I think that from then to now, the space industry in Spain has grown a lot, and we have, I would say, a very good position in the world, and particularly in what concerns to the operators. Together, Hispasat and Hisdesat, I think that represent a unique position in the world, because we are combining what we combining SATCOM communication and Earth observation, and together we can offer services, a full portfolio of services for both, for defense, security, and other civil application. Well, in general, what I would say is that we are together, Hisdesat, we can offer comms and intelligence service to all the community, and it's going to be very important in the next future to serve a segment of the market like environment monitoring or emergencies. But I would say that the full combination of all these sensors and all these capabilities will have will give us a very good position for developing all the kind of services that the society is going to require. Then, if I have no other opportunity, I would like to say that would cross the finger at the good success, because in the past I have sit in your I've been sat in your seat, and it is a very nervous half an hour pending to launch the satellite. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miguel Angel. I think I'm getting a little bit distracted with this conversation and forgetting about the real thing. So in a couple of minutes, we're going to connect again to see how things are going in Tanegashima, no? Because this is like the song in Spanish, una rosa es una rosa es una rosa. We could say a launch is a launch is a launch is a launch, and there we are this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So let me pass the floor to our good friend Masa Nagasaki. I have to show. Let me show. Can I have the here it is. This is the Daruma that Masa sent us to deserve good luck. We still have not painted this side. We should paint it when we accomplish the wish, the desire, and the wish is, of course, the successful launch, but also the successful operation into Kibo. So we keep the pager ready to accomplish the second eye and the fingers crossed. So thanks very much for this nice gift, Masa. My question is, where were you the 3rd of November 2017 in a dark night in Tallinn, Estonia? What were you doing there? Because I was also there, and then I found an engineer that was alone trying to set up a company. So can you explain me how you managed to get us inside JAXA ever since? So thanks indeed for this fantastic trip.
Yeah, thank you, Fanto, and hello and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Masa from Tokyo, Japan. And first of all, thank you very much for having me to the great opportunity. I'm very happy and I'm honored to be here. And to answer the question to Fanto, I don't know, but yeah, as he mentioned, actually Fanto is my first friend in Space Arena. Actually, I founded Space BD in September 2017. And I met him in Tallinn in November 2017 at the same year. Yes. And I successfully got appointment with him, and I explained my activity. So I just founded the company to provide with loan service providers, something like that. And Fanto asked me that, what loans options you have? I don't know. So maybe Japan or India or something like that. So actually, I've got nothing. But since then, thanks to the cooperation, or as you may know, the Japan is commercialization now the trend is commercialization. So the JAXA tend to transfer to their own assets to the private sector, and we successfully won the RFP request for the proposal, and we've got the right of use of Kibo external platform, and as well as satellite deployment system or ride share opportunities of H3 launch vehicle. So so nice, so very. I'm so happy to this moment. I'm proud of the relationship we've built with SATLANTIS team, and where we share the philosophy of challenge and trust. So I wish all the best to for the launch, and definitely our relationship and journey will definitely continue. So thanks again, and wish all the best for the launch.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you. To be honest with the truth, I told you about the launch one time, and Eider Otherin told you about the launch 1,000 times. So I think the merit to arrive to this launch was Eider's, that she was pursuing the opportunity day and night until we finally got it. So thank you, Eider, for this fantastic job.
Thank you,
so our last speaker is Rafa Guzman. No, this gentleman that you have over there now in Florida, so handsome and well prepared as ever, is our CTO, but he's the person that had SATLANTIS in his head. So he had this invention of micro satellite with an embarked camera capable of providing submetric resolution, and he's the one that made us jump inside the project. So my question, Rafa, is not a technical question, unfortunately. you should expect this, no? I don't know if you remember, where were you the 3rd of November 2013? I think you were at the notary registering SATLANTIS LLC. My question is, from that point till now, how do you feel, no? Having created this family, first of all, a team of engineers working together as the inner circle, but also a much larger circle of shareholders, collaborators, partners that make, as Lendakari was saying before, this SATLANTIS reality possible. No? So how do you feel as I don't know, you feel as a father, as a brother, as an uncle? But I think this is about sentiment. So I think you have to be very proud a day like this.
Yeah, well, thank you, Juanto. But first of all, I do feel like all of those things together, so I'm completely overwhelmed with emotion. But first, I want to thank you very especially, and Cristina and Antonio. I think that SATLANTIS, this beautiful adventure that we set up to do together, could not have done actually without many people, but especially without you. That's what they say, that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to reach far, choose well your companions. I have to say that I could not have chosen better people actually to enjoy along this journey of discovery and innovation, and also of applications that hopefully can bring our own little contribution to solving some of the major problems that we see as a society. I also want to say that for me, coming from the university, particularly from the University of Florida, it's very important, this connection that we have about innovation in the collaboration between university and a young startup like SATLANTIS, because we have to be truly at the state of the art of our technology. And that can be done through this very tight collaboration that we have with universities, first and foremost with the University of Florida. And again, I thank very much David for believing in us from the very beginning, but also with universities in Spain, Universidad Complutense de Madrid, the University of the Basque Country, and even University of Barcelona. And if I have to highlight one single thing beyond the innovation, is the people, is the team that we have. Christina said it very nicely. We are immensely proud of the group of 40-something young engineers and scientists that decided to join us and collaborate with us through many hours of hard work in the lab, through many hours in front of the computers designing electronics and optomechanics, and their commitment and their enthusiasm, I think, is the best value that we have in the company. So I just feel overwhelmed by saying thank you to everybody, Juanto.
Thank you very much, Rafa. Thanks to you. Okay, at this time we have, let me say that if the speakers agreed, we could set up a TV program of a lot of success. Because at the time being, we have 3,655 pages visited in during the event as a peak. So it is below the 10,000, but we didn't know what was going to be expected. It's quite high, and maybe we can propose it to a TV chain, some sort of a space program with business and science discussions. That seems to start becoming very fashionable at this moment. Before we start the second round, let's see if we have time. So let's make another connection to Tanegashima. Stuart, what is the situation over there?
Welcome back, everyone. The launch vehicle is prepped. It's ready to go. Final countdown is underway. And in approximately 11 minutes, 53 seconds, the engines will ignite.
Okay, so we're not going to be stagnated for another 11 minutes watching at the rocket. I propose that we continue and enlarge our conversation a little bit, but please, if someone speaks too much, just shout and the floor will be yours, because we do not want to lose the real-time launch.
No problem.
Jean-Jacques, so they give us some more time. You're first in our list. I know you advocate for the relationship between large and small companies. We shared a very interesting conference during the space conference in Brussels that was held by the DG of the European Commission. And your talk was about exactly this cooperation between large and small.
Yes.
What would you recommend to a company like SATLANTIS in this partnership?
I think that, again, yes, what I have said at that conference, that there is no opposition between new space and old space, between big companies and small companies, between private and public actors. They have to work all together to make sure that space will be as useful as possible to the to humanity on planet Earth, because this is the goal. I must say that the goal is not space. The goal is planet Earth and the people living on planet Earth. And for that, we have to combine all forces. And yes, I have always told you, Quanto, that I would like SATLANTIS to be connected within a value chain to other partners, and because we have to connect the space to the users on planet Earth, and even more than users, customers, because, by the way, customers are the only source of revenue in the value chain. So we have to develop this value chain where there will be different partners and different partners which alone cannot create any value, but which all together can create a lot of value, and a lot of value for the people living on planet Earth. And this is what I am advocating. I think that we should not start to oppose again new and old, private and public, and small and big. We need all that. And this is the reason why we should make progress. If I may take the opportunity, because you know that I am superstitious, and that I cannot avoid to give always to quote all the sentence that I was giving at each launch of ESA. And I am quoting Winston Churchill, because a launch is something which is difficult, and I would say even risky. And I was always saying at each ESA launch, you cannot guarantee a success, but you must always deserve the success. And I think that what I know and what I feel is that all the people who have worked for that launch and all the teams from SATLANTIS, from JAXA, from industry, they all deserve the success.
Thank you very much, Jean-Jacques. Thank you very much. Let's pick that desire to continue the launch.
If I may, Juanto, if I may.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to ask Stuart. I would like to ask you, as a team member, how are you feeling the moment as a team member?
Well, the whole team here is so excited, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. Everybody has worked so hard for this, and it's a great thing that, in essence, we're all going to the space station because we all have our name on that imager. But overall, the team can't wait to be able to lock down to celebrate.
I think, Christina, that you should have asked this question to one of the tens of Latins that we have over here. No? You have selected our British engineer who has put peace and calm to each and every of the negotiations and has gone through this complex process.
But we don't have
it's always calm.
The camera, so it's Stuart, our spokesman.
I had to tame the Spanish passion a little bit, I have to admit.
Thank you so much, Stuart.
How much time do we have still, Stuart?
You have about six minutes.
Okay.
Five now.
5 now. Okay.
5 now.
Okay. Professor Norton, David, could you tell us, I think Florida is becoming a territory within the US, which is the first market for space in the world. It's becoming a very interesting territory with companies that are developing over there and so on. What role do you think that your university, University of Florida, can play in this development of the ecosystem? And of course, we want to be part of that.
Yeah, so I think being a part of this is incredibly exciting. So we're all watching that rocket. I've got it on my YouTube phone here, watching it separately as well. The state of Florida has a remarkable legacy in space technologies and space travel. And for the state of Florida and the business community, it's part of our DNA. And so as a part of the University of Florida and understanding what role we play within space technology comes natural to us. And more importantly, being a part of something that's going to impact the planet is really what a large university like University of Florida really wants to be part of. We want to be a component of something like this that's much bigger than us, that has potential to have an impact not just for Floridians, but for peoples across the planet in future generations. As we learn more about environment, as we learn more about built infrastructure, and as we develop this technology and its impact. So I would anticipate with a great confidence that the University of Florida will continue to play a role in this space. Finding passionate people like Rafael is a key starter, and we are just so fortunate and proud at this moment for the university, for SATLANTIS, as we watch this launch.
Thank you very much, David, for your words. We wanted to save the money of the interviewer for this event, and sometimes these savings are not really profitable. So they tell me, I have never done that before. I have never been in front of a launch trying to coordinate such a big team. And they tell me, Juan Tomás, you are going to fail if you don't pass the control to the launch now, because we may lose the great opportunity. So excuse me for that. So I would like to have continued the round. If for any reason we have extra minutes, we will be back to this interesting discussion. But for the time being, I think Stuart has to be in charge. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Currently, we have the launch in 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Everything is ready to go. What you're seeing there is the fairing housing. Beneath that will be HTV9, and inside HTV9 is iSIM. The whole rocket stands approximately 56 meters tall, and it sounds crazy, but it weighs 500 tons, and most of that is fuel. It has a two-stage engine, so what you can see there is the 4 boosters. Within that cluster, we have another set of engines. It's a rather fetching shade of orange as well. So literally, as you can see on the screen now, we are 2 minutes 45 seconds away. So what essentially will happen first, they will ignite the first stage, followed by the boosters. It will then accelerate into orbit. At one point, the boosters will separate. It will keep on accelerating. The next stage, the first stage will shut down, and the second stage will begin. And that basically is the final push for the HTV into orbit. The whole launch should take approximately 15 minutes. So basically, it will start from 0 kilometers per hour now and hit 7.5 kilometers per second at the end. So to give you an idea of the power of these rockets, the first stage produces approximately 10,000 kilonewtons of thrust, which is approximately 10 Airbus A380s at full thrust. So literally we are 1 minute 30 seconds away now. I mean, what else can I say than enjoy the view and enjoy the show?
Followed by the pressurization of liquid oxygen. There are
1 minute until launch, everything in good shape. T-minus 44 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds and counting. T-minus 14 seconds and counting, standing by for engine ignition. We have engine start.
activated thermal batteries. All systems are go.
And we have liftoff. A rising sun over the land of the rising sun as JAXA's H-2B rocket and the HTV-9 cargo craft take flight. Roll, pitch, and yaw program in effect. The H-2B rocket takes flight to the International Space Station.
At 2:31 a.m.
Liftoff occurring right on the dot at 12:31 p.m. even Central Time, 2:31 a.m. Japan time. 44 seconds into the flight. Just passing 1 minute into the flight, everything continuing to look good. Four solid rocket boosters, 2 liquid fuel engines propelling the HTV-9 towards its preliminary orbit, coming up on the 1 minute 30 second mark into the flight. Coming up on the 2-minute mark into the flight. Coming up on solid rocket booster shutdown and separation. And we have solid rocket booster jettison. 2.5 minutes into the flight. First stage engines are continuing to fire, as they will until about the 5-minute 46-second mark into the flight, at which point those engines will shut down. The first stage will separate. Three minutes, 10 seconds into the flight, everything proceeding normally. The first stage continues to burn in excellent shape. All good reports coming in from the Range Control Center at Tanegashima. Coming up on the 4-minute mark into the flight. About 2 minutes to go in first stage performance. The H-2B rocket is operating in normal fashion. Four and a half minutes into the flight, which has been flawless so far. Everything proceeding well. Good first stage performance. The solid rocket boosters that separated just over 2 minutes into the flight did their job in augmenting the dual first stage engines on the H-2B rocket. This is the final flight of the H-2B to be replaced with the new H-3 rocket that JAXA will be employing for its new genre of cargo craft called the HTV-X that is scheduled to launch about 2 years from now. 5 minutes, 5 seconds into the flight.
Combustion of the first stage engine, altitude control, and trajectory are all normal. The H-2B flight is on course. Current altitude is about 155 kilometers. Velocity is approximately 4.0 kilometers per second.
5 minutes, 56 seconds into the flight.
The first stage engine cut off. Separation of the first and second stages.
And now we have confirmation of separation of the first and second stages. This is animation driven by real-time telemetry from the Range Control Center at Tanegashima.
Hi again, everyone. So the second stage is now fired. It will last approximately 8 minutes, but I think we can all agree the first 6 minutes has been a roller coaster of emotion. I think there was a lot of screaming and shouting and happiness going on here. So everybody, you've got literally 8 minutes before stage 2 shutdown. So grab yourself a tea, a coffee, or in some cases, something a bit stronger. So while we're waiting, rather than all sit here quietly, I thought I'd like to share a story with you about iSIM, but it appears that everybody's already told you the story about iSIM. So I will skip ahead a little bit and to reiterate, iSIM itself is only part of the story. The other part is, perhaps one of the most important parts, is the team. I've had the pleasure of working with everybody here for the last year and a bit, and I have to admit that the team is amazing. Wanto has brought together, with the leadership team, has brought together a truly remarkable, talented, enthusiastic and passionate team, sometimes a bit too passionate. So that's why I've been brought in to tame them a little bit. The team consists of 40 people. It's engineers, managers, financial, administration, investors and advisors. We also have astrophysicists, engineers specializing in optics, mechanics, electronics, software and hardware. As Wanto had previously said, the workforce is truly international. We've all come from different parts of the world, Argentina, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Spain, and of course, United Kingdom. So we have the history, as we discussed, we have the technology, we have the people, but now it's the final part of the story, the story of iSIM IOD FM, or iSIM in-orbit demonstration flight model. Again, as described, the whole project came about by a chance meeting in 2017 between NASA and Wanto and Ada. Although it took a couple of years for the companies to find an opportunity to work together, in March 2019, a contract was signed between Space BD and ourselves for a means of producing an in-orbit demonstration of iSIM. The deadline was tight. SATLANTIS had to design, manufacture and test a new generation of iSIM and deliver to JAXA by December of the same year. The teams at SATLANTIS, Space BD and JAXA worked very closely together. We forged a new set of shared values, and personally, friendships were made as well, some really good friendships. The work itself was difficult and intense, with multiple time zones to contend with. As you can imagine, from my point of view, trying to arrange one meeting between the United States, Europe and Japan was a task in itself. That was a huge task just to get everybody together. Many people across all the companies went without weekends or holidays, but as the saying goes, and forgive me, my Latin is terrible, ad astra per asper, or to the stars through difficulties. The hard work, I have to admit, was not only limited to JAXA, SATLANTIS and Space BD, but also our suppliers were pushed to the limit and asked the impossible of. But through a common goal, which spans not only national but international, iSIM was successfully delivered to JAXA in December 2019. There was a handover ceremony and everything was passed successfully. So to everybody, the launch today is not only a celebration of SATLANTIS, but also for Space BD, JAXA, every company, supplier or individual which has been involved in any step, however big or small, to make this moment happen. All I can say at this time is it's a small step for iSIM, but a giant leap for SATLANTIS and all of us. Now we will return to the final moments of the launch for the separation. Thank you from me, thank you from SATLANTIS, for everyone for being here today to make this moment in history Thank you very much.
Okay, Stuart, so we consider that the launch has been successful.
The first part, there is a second part. As soon as the second engine shuts down, we will coast for a minute or so. At that point, HTV will separate. If HTV separates, it's a mission success.
Okay, so we have to wait a little bit yet.
Yes, maybe a minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, I wanted to start clapping, so we should stay a little bit.
Hold fire a couple more minutes, and then we can clap.
Okay. Let me give you the numbers of our audience. They have arrived to 4,727, and we have very distinguished guests that are watching our launch today, like Beatriz Corredor, Presidente Red Eléctrica, and we have Miguel Ángel García Primo, CEO of ISDESAT, and many others. So I want to thank all of you. Luis Rodríguez Llopis, the president of IDOM, is also present with us, and there is a very big list. So forgive me for all the names I don't mention. I want to mention also Álvaro Jiménez, our fantastic advisory board member, who is also with us today, and such a big list. So it is a real pleasure. So, Stuart, tell us, when can we start clapping?
Very, very shortly. Very, very shortly. So we're just literally running the clock down now.
Okay.
So all I can say is be prepared to celebrate.
So I want to congratulate in advance to Marsh. So this time all the insurance goes to the pocket, and we are so happy that you get the insurance fee paid, and there is no cost associated to the event. Cristina, all this SATLANTIS story started with a failed launch from Cape Canaveral, where you went to the University of Florida to visit the university. Was it something like this?
Sorry, main engine has shut down. So less than a minute to go.
Okay.
Let's wait, Juan. I'm very nervous. Please, this moment. Rafa, can you imagine? It's our dream. Our dream becoming reality.
I will forever, Cristina, remember your famous question. But Rafa, have you thought about looking down on Earth instead of looking out into the universe? That was the question that started it all. Absolutely.
Separation has been confirmed.
Okay.
Welcome to space, iSIM.
Wow!
Oh, okay. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. So, great success. Thanks very much to all the participants. I think you gave your energy to make this event a great success. Of course, there is many things ahead of us still. We have to go through a ladder of new difficulties, but this was very important, and it was really, really great. So thanks a lot to all of you. I would like to give the floor to Ainara Basurko, Forondiko Ekonomia Sustapenerako Diputatua. Diputación has been for us a partner who has accompanied the PowerPoint. So this was the most difficult step. And when we were just with our empty pockets and our PowerPoint, you were the very first who supported the company story. with your first programs that were really interpreted in the best possible way to make this possible. So we are so thankful to Diputación for this creation and this very big first steps. So that is why we thought that, Ainara, you deserve the closing of the ceremony.
Okay. Gabon guztioi, plazer izugarria da Bizkaiko Foru Aldundiarentzat zuekin une hau partekatzea. Egia esan oso harro gaude une honetara heldu garelako. Oso garrantzitsua SATLANTISentzat ez ezik, Bizkaia eta Euskadiren enpresa eunarentzat. Muy buenas noches, es un gran placer de verdad compartir con todos, con todas este momento tan especial. Nos sentimos muy orgullosos de participar en este encuentro que consideramos un hito para SATLANTIS, pero también para el tejido empresarial de toda Euskadi. Good evening to this distinguished audience that is grouped today around this magnificent occasion. Congratulations, Juan Tomás, Rafa, Cristina, Stuart, and all the team. We are very proud of SATLANTIS. The first access to space from a Basque company. The first time a Spanish observation camera arrives into space. And the first time the world enjoys a miniaturized technology of less than 15 kilos to observe with high resolutions below the meter. I am proud to see that today, from Bilbao, a tiny place in the world, we connect cities like Tokyo, Tanegashima, Paris, Rome, Madrid, London, Washington, with our speakers, and we have a spread audience of over 4,700 people all over the world. I thank all participants and spectators, and I profit from this occasion to invite you to come here, to visit SATLANTIS and its space technology, but also to visit our landscape, our people, our culture. This evening, we have enjoyed the expectations, the nerves, the emotion, and when we have heard the applauses for Japan, we have relaxed, knowing that a great milestone has been accomplished. This charm comes from our past. We know the company since it was a baby, yes. Juan Tomás knocked at our door in 2015, 2 months after its constitution, and we supported him with our startup programs, and we did it in 2016 too. That year, we became the first temporary corporate shareholder of the company, and indeed, this event helped the company to close its first financial round with key industrial shareholders. And we have continued to support this adventure since then, because we knew it was going to arrive very far. In fact, we knew it was going that far as today we see. But even more important, it is the human building aspect. From 0 employees to 40, a group of young professionals with great careers in front of them. An inclusive group where Bilbao has embraced people from UK, Italy, Germany, Argentina, a team that speaks Euskera, Spanish or English in its meeting rooms, a team that works inside the university campus. This is a very nice story to tell, a new sector that is flourishing, the type of activities we will like our children to be involved in. But it was not that easy in the first steps, at only an administration that believes in its entrepreneurs and only companies that are bold, responsible in front of the society, face the technology, financial and regulatory challenges. And companies that care about the people are the ones that can succeed. We are here to help. The importance of locating the headquarters in the Basque Country, together with the firm intention of generate an industrial value chain, are driven by a strong institutional presence to support the first steps of the industrial innovation of the company. I am conscious that there is much more tasks and work ahead of us. This is not the time to claim a victory, but certainly it is a remarkable day for Bilbao, for Basque Country, for SATLANTIS, and for all of us who toast for the next launch to be very soon. Congratulations to all the team, many thanks, enhorabuena equipo, muchísimas gracias, eskerrik asko guztioi, hito oso garrantzitsuaren aurrean gaude.
Eskerrik asko diputatua. And thanks for all the participants having joined us. Eskerrik asko lehendakari, eskerrik asko Salburu, zure presentziagatik. All the I think speakers gave great opinions. I think this collage of participants is not a casualty, so we wanted to have it well thought to consider the next steps, and hopefully in the next launch we will be presenting to yourselves in a slightly different mode. But let me finish this event because it is not my closing, doing quite a long trip and see what is the real status in Tanegashima. So we wonder if they will let us take the plane and jump into the island and see if we can find our fantastic correspondent. Here it is, Stuart.
How are you?
How are you, Stuart?
So, thanks very much. Thanks to all of you here, also from our reduced team and working in protection. So we want to say hello. We also want to thank Arteman for the fantastic job of the platform merging, that they are very professionals and they did a fantastic job for all of us. Thanks indeed. Thanks to all.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you then.
Bye and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.